Hello, Kevin Cosmo here. Welcome to another episode of High Energy Parenting. In this episode, I want to talk about how I got this shirt actually. How you can run ultra marathons, half marathons, 5K, 10K, and a whole slew of other sports. How you can have fantastic athletic prowess and ever available fitness. How can that be available to us as parents? 4 months ago I was injured, 3 months of taking off, about a month of recovering and getting back into some fitness and running again, feeling good, making sure there was no pain. And I had the opportunity to sign up for a half marathon. Some friends came from out of town. They let me know that they were going to be running a race and asked if I wanted to meet up and have dinner. Well, I decided I might as well join the race. I feel fit enough. I hadn't been training, but I wanted to just race, and I had the mentality that I was going to run a 7-minute mile, hold the 7-minute miles for 10 miles, and then try to drop down to a 6:30-minute mile, and that would get me under an hour and 30 minutes. And I would have been satisfied with that, especially coming off injury, having not really raced a half marathon. I hadn't raced a half marathon in over 5 years. I'm not someone who actually often enters races. I tend to just keep running for fun, slip out and squeeze runs in between kids' schedules and work and whenever I can find the time. So I'm not training very much, but I'm eating well, I'm sleeping well, I'm maintaining emotional poise, I'm maintaining passionate, creative work, I'm making sure I'm hitting all the other elements of health. I'm taking care of those 33 facets, and that allows me to have what other people would consider a high level of fitness. Now, I personally don't consider my 125 half marathon to be all that great, or it was first place, but I don't see it as being that spectacular. I just see it as a unfortunate symptom of everybody else not being that fit, everybody else being pretty unhealthy, pretty out of shape. My time isn't that great. If you plug into raw vegan or raw fooders or high carb vegans or 80-10-10ers on YouTube here, you'll see a whole slew of other fantastic athletes who probably run better than I do and perform better than I do. So I'm not doing anything special, but it's something that we can all have. We look at Olympic athletes and we assume that's phenomenal, that's spectacular, it's rare, it's unique. It's not. Every squirrel is fit, every lion is fit. Animals in nature, on their species, they have essentially the same level of fitness, and it's usually considered a high level of fitness. Try to keep up with a squirrel. We have the same potential within us as human beings, and if we just gave ourselves the proper care, if we just provided the healthy elements for us, we would have high levels of fitness. So I know I could have higher levels of fitness if I trained more, if I tried to sleep more to recover from that training. I could improve my fitness, and I intend to as I get older and as it becomes higher up on my priority list. I've got children, I'm trying to develop my career as well, and I just haven't put the focus into fitness training. That's okay with me right now. I know it's possible to improve, and I know it's awesome and fun to have the fitness level I have right now, which seems to be a high level for most people. So if you want to bring it up to a high level, if you want to have better fitness than most people, all you have to do is just start taking better care of yourself than most people are. Start to eat a high carb, fruit-based, low-fat diet. Focus on making it's got to be plant-based. Cut all the meat, dairy, all that junk out. You don't have to take my word for it, just experience it for a little bit. Live it for 30 days and see if you can try going back to the other way. You'll feel too good. You don't want to go back the other way. I mean, you can check out this little video my partner, she recorded of me crossing the finish line. I was able to sign up under Kevin Vegan, so a vegan won the race, and the announcer got to call it out, and the score sheet shows vegan on top. It's fun to demonstrate how well a plant-based diet works, and it's fun to have that high level of fitness that a plant-based diet provides.
My dad won. He did.
Yep, here we go. From 6'11" right here. This is going to be your champion of the half marathon, Kevin Vegan. Nice job, Kevin. Welcome to the finish line. Kevin, your 2015 Grapes of Half champion.
You just can't get it on a meat, dairy diet. If you have that stuff in your diet, you're going to be training really hard. You're going to be working really hard for it, and if you stop training, you're going to lose all that fitness really quickly, and you're going to develop a whole lot of sickness really quickly. And even if you are training really hard and eating a bunch of meat and dairy and that high-fat, high-protein diet, you're going to develop sickness along the way, even if you happen to develop some fitness along the way. So for me, health is my goal, and fitness just happens to be high levels of fitness compared to most people, just happens to be a part of having health. So go after health. Have a plant-based diet, a low-fat diet, fruit-based diet. That'll get you towards health, and that's going to develop a perfect platform for you to develop your fitness and skyrocket off into the stratosphere, as it were, of being really, really fit compared to most people. So that's my tip for you. That's my little success story of how the 80-10-10 diet, the low-fat, fruit-based, high-carb, whatever you want to call it, raw till 4, that approach of eating a lot of fruit in the morning, a lot of fruit in the midday, a little fruit before dinner, and some and a lot of vegetables. And if you choose not to have fruit at dinner, then have some starches like potatoes or rice, and then follow that with vegetables. Either way, it's got to be low fat, got to be plant-based, got to be high fruit, and you're going to find high levels of health, high levels of fitness. Until the next video, live joyously, parent passionately.